Hi, I'm Abby. Welcome to Abby's Den. Now, here is the dress that I am giving away, and as reminded, I hadn't actually included any pockets. So I have gone ahead and done that. So, ta-da! We've got pockets in this beautiful dress. So it was really easy done, really simple, but I just want to give you a little bit of history on pockets. It's not a new fashion, it really isn't. Back in 1719, you can check this information on the Victoria and Albert website. Museum website. Pockets were all the rage. Everyone had pockets, women and men. Men had them sewn into their garments. Women wore them as a separate sort of bags that they carried around their waist, and they were tied on with string. But then the way it was worn, as a fashion statement, it was worn on the outside eventually at times, but mainly they were worn underneath your dress. So what happened is the side seams where I've sewn these pockets were left open, they weren't sewn down, and then girls could reach in and reach into their pockets, and they carried everything in there. They carried their shopping. I suppose we didn't have plastic carrier bags in those days, so you'd find bread in there, you'd find jewels in there, you'd find money in there, you found everything in there. So basically, like a girl's handbag or a mother's handbag, you'll find mothers tend to carry absolutely everything. So pockets aren't all the rage, but we are bringing them back. I think people like Coco Chanel definitely brought them back, didn't she? Gabriella Chanel, she definitely brought them back. They did phase out, I suppose, in the Regency period when dresses started becoming a bit more of the empire waist dress line and the princess dress line. So they were more fitted. So you had to have, outer garments with pockets, or you had those dolly bags, didn't you? So anyway, so that's what we are doing today. We are making pockets for this beautiful dress. Let me show you how to do it. Okay, to make your pocket design, we're just following a teardrop kind of shape. And as long as my hand can fit in there or my phone, I'm quite happy with that. So I need to just make sure I've got plenty of room for my pocket. So I'm going to have an opening of, I reckon, 7 inches, because that seems to work fine for me. So I'm going to make sure I've got a 7-inch opening there, but I need a seam allowance on either side. So just have a little bit, about half an inch, which is about 1 centimetre big. And then we just follow a teardrop sort of way along there. And then I'm just going to join that up like that. I think that's pretty good. So there you go, elephant ears. That's what we've got, a pair of elephant ears. So we need to unpick the dress now. Okay, so I've got my skirt and I've got my pocket. Okay, so all you do is unpick the amount of pocket opening that you need. So if you've got a pair of trousers or a dress that you want to put a pocket into, I'll put the template for this pocket on a link below, so you can have a look at that. What we need to do is we need to have this pocket inside this dress. So this is the good side of your garment, and the pocket needs to be inside there so you can reach in. So what we need to do is we always work good sides together, don't we? So if I grab that out, bring this open like this, so we're working on the good side. Bring the good side of the pocket, so I've got the good side of the pockets there, like that, and I'm going to attach them to the dress or the garment, whatever. If it's a pair of trousers, it could be a pair of trousers. So put the good sides together like that, because then we'll insert them into the garment. So you need to make sure when you do this that you've got plenty of seam opening. So I can see the pink pockets poking out there, can you? If you don't have enough seam opening, if it starts bunching up, just check it's nice and level like that. And what you can do to make sure that this is going to be done equally and evenly is pin the pocket together like this so it stays closed, like that. But don't do it near the seam. You want to keep these pins far away. We're not going to sew them just yet. I'm going to put that in there like that. Make sure the edge of the pocket lines up with the edge of my seam, my garment. Okay, so just make sure that you can get that matching up. And pinch and hold it there, and smooth it out and pinch and hold it there like that, and just fiddle around on the inside. This is why I don't want to show you on the big dress, because it is a bit fiddly, and with all the colours being the same it can be a bit confusing. So if I show you on here, what you want to do then is pin one side of the pocket to one side of your garment. You know I don't like pins too close to the edge, you get in my way, like that. And I don't like too many pins because it makes it all bumpy. Okay, happy with that, flip it over, and I'm going to make sure the pocket's on the edge as well there. If I remove that, it might make it easy for me to work with. We want it to look like this. The sides of the pockets are sewn to the sides of the dress. And I'm going to sew from where the seam stopped there. There we go. Make sure I match the edge of that. Make sure I've got both fabrics nice and evenly matched. And just meet up at that point and lock the stitches. So you should get nice straight seam there and your pocket stitched in. And those pins didn't get in the way. Okay, do the same on the other side. So again, I'm going to start where the seam already is on the garment. Okay, lock your stitches. So there we go. So I have made, I've attached the pocket now. So I'm going to push those two pieces back in like that. And then what I need to do is go and give that a press so that all the seams sit nice and flat. We're going to start sewing from there. Where I've overlapped the stitches, go all the way round and bring it back as a square and bring it back to where I've overlapped the stitches. So about 1/2 inch there is there, that point there. So mark it on the reverse, you see. And then I need to make sure I come in there for the pocket opening. And the same here, make sure I've got 1/2 inch from the top there. Just mark it on the other side. And there we go. So what I need to do is start sewing from there, pivot and go all the way round. And then when I get to the top there, pivot and bring it back and sew the stitches together so I can sew the garment together. And then I've got my opening for my pocket. So I'll just put a couple of pins in now. Make sure the pocket all lines up like that, and then we'll stitch all the way round. Right, so start a little bit further up. There we go. Because you want this nice and secure. This is where your hand is going into the pocket all the time. So there's going to be a lot of wear and stress. Okay. And then we come round Make sure it's all nice and flat. And then just take your time. Now I've chosen needle cord for the main skirt, and I've chosen a slippery gingham for the pocket. So really I should have been using a walking foot through the whole process, but I haven't. If you take your time, it's okay. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is pivot along here. And again, this is a stress point, because this is where your hand sort of sits and rests quite often. So I'm going to just make sure I secure that, and then I'm going to go down here and then lock the stitches there. So that's it. Okay, so again, just go through and stitch each side of the pocket to each side of the skirt. Okay, so I've put the first pocket in the dress, and I've unpicked the other side as well. So what I need to do is make sure that I get the exact same place I want the pocket to sit. So match up the waistband, come down. Now hopefully you've probably overlocked all this. I might do that afterwards. So mark there, place where you're going to start your pocket. And just to be sure, I'm going to put a mark at the bottom as well. I can see where the end of the opening is. And that way I can make sure that we don't have an uneven balance. I don't want my, whoever wears this to be reaching two different lengths for the pocket. So make sure that's all nice and straight, and make sure I don't lose that point now. Grab one sheet of the pocket, drop the other piece, and then just carefully pin the rest of that pocket to this side of the dress. And if you've done that right, it should automatically match up to the other end, which it has, so that's good. And because I've pinned the pocket together, the other side should just fall into place without any problems. Okay, and then I'll just pin that side as well. I have lots of layers of fabric here. Match. Call a match. Pockets. There they are, hidden away. So there we go.